Good morning. How's everybody doing? So I had to come up to my office for a few minutes to get a few things, in particular, some rubber gloves, because I'm doing a little DIY project at home. So I was like, you know what? I've got some rubber gloves. I'm gonna go get some at the office. And you know what? I was reading some of the comments that came across on Facebook, and one thing that's really a hot topic right now is the idea of getting a lot of testing and doing testing on your own, which I am a huge advocate of you helping yourself because, listen, if we don't help ourselves, then there's no way that we're going to be able to make a difference in this crisis that we have of thyroid autoimmunity, autoimmune conditions in general, and just we've got to change. We've got to empower people. So I'm all about that. But one of the problems that comes up is like, okay, so people ask a lot, like, hey, what exact test do I need to do to figure out something, to figure out, like, so I think it was about reverse T3. So some of you guys know reverse T3 is naturally produced by your body, and it can block your T3, the free T3, from actually stimulating your cells and driving your metabolism. So it's one of the easiest things to look at to see if you have problems with thyroid hormone physiology. Like if reverse T3 is high, you know that that's going to be an issue. It's something that you can look at and you can say, okay, reverse T3 is high. But the question becomes, like, okay, let's say that your doctor will actually order it. So some people are like, hey, I need to know what test to ask my primary care doctor or my endocrinologist to order. And it's like, okay, all right. I hear you, but I've seen this enough, guys. Just listen to me on this, okay? You go and you get the doctor. You say, hey, first of all, you ask the doctor, I'd like, I've been doing some research and I was wondering if you would help me out and maybe order some additional tests for me. So first of all, and this is absolutely, I'm trying to be, so just hear me out here. First of all, 99% of doctors, primary care and endocrinologists, number one, will not order any tests other than what they think you need, which is typically TSH. And you're lucky if they do anything else, right? If you get T3 or T4. And it's not that they're bad people. It's that the standard of care and what they have been taught, that is it. That's it. And what they're told also by insurance companies is that if they order anything else, it's not medically necessary. So first of all, what that means for your doctor, and your doctor can't sit there and say, look, this isn't, if they might say to you, it's not necessary, and just leave it at that, and they might want to go on to the next thing and not discuss it further. And I'm not saying that's okay, but listen, they're constrained for time, but you've got to understand, if they order those tests for you, they can be legally liable for that. They sign a contract that says they will not order unnecessary tests. And it's not that they can order anything they want to order and it's okay. It's not okay. They have that burden. Not you, they have that burden to make sure that they're not ordering tests that are not considered, that are not that they can only order tests that are medically necessary, and that they've got to make sure they're not ordering tests that aren't considered not necessary by the insurance company, or they can be legally liable. Like, first of all, they can be fined money. If they're an employee, they can be fired, and then if they do it enough, they can be actually considered as committing fraud. So when your doctors say, hey, I can't order those tests for you, or that's not necessary, don't take it personally. You've got to understand the environment in which they're practicing. Now, that's one aspect. The second thing is, they don't know what to do with the test results. They don't know what to do with the test results. Like, how's it going to change their treatment plan, right? So that's a real good question. So if their tool is medication for you, then how is reverse T3 going to change their treatment plan? And I'm not saying you can't say, well, maybe they can give me T3, which might instead of T4 medication, which might reverse my reverse T3. I get that. I understand that. And I'm not trying to go into all the nuances here. I'm just trying to give you the big picture. So what are they going to do different? And so what comes down to is, even if you get these tests, people ask me a lot about testing. Even if you get the test, what are you going to do with the information? You got it, but now what? And that's a really big problem because, listen, guys, I've been studying this for 10 years, and I've been self-experimenting like a lot of you for probably 15 or longer. And so when I first started formally studying, what to do and how to help my thyroid, there were a few years before I would even see anyone. And I kept seeing people in practice, and I was like, man, these people need my help. And but I was so reluctant because everything is connected. So when you get a reverse T3, what are all the things that drive that? Well, maybe there's too much T4. Maybe there's inflammation. Maybe there's a cortisol issue. Maybe there's a nutrient deficiency. And then when you start seeing those things, you're like, oh, okay, well, those are 4 things. Well, okay, well, then what drive those 4 things, right? Why is the cortisol high? It's about 10 different things that can drive that, and 10 different things that can drive that. Well, why are there nutrient deficiencies? Well, there's several things that can contribute there. Like, is there malabsorption of the gut? Do they have another problem going on? Is it truly a need for nutrients that they're just not getting in their diet? Well, okay, well, why is there inflammation that's causing disconversion of T4 to reverse T3? Well, that is a whole basket case of like 100 things. So when I started learning this formally, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to start working with people, because there's no way I don't understand all these pieces. So when you get the test and you go like, okay, I'm going to take this to my doctor, I'm just going to get the test. You know, I understand your desire to self-treat and help yourself, and I get it, and I'm not saying it's a wrong thing. I think it's absolutely, you know, there's a lot of that that's essential. But you know how many people that I have seen clinically that come into me with a huge stack of tests that they've had done, that their doctors may have ordered, that they wanted done, or that they got them done on their own, and it's like it's been like 2 or 3 years or 4 or 5 years, and they're nowhere, they're not in any better place. They've spent 5 years of time, and they've spent thousands of dollars in money and supplementation, and they're not really any better. Now, I'm not saying that's completely useless, because I do look at that and I say, okay, well, look, here's some things that were going on in the past. I wonder if this is going on now. So I'm thinking mechanism, what's driving this process? How can we get closer to the root? But man, I just want to share with you guys, like, you know, I admire your desire and your tenacity to want to dig and figure things out. And I'm not the only person that can help you sort through these issues. I mean, there are people out there that I really, you know, respect and that can help you with your thyroid. But there's also a lot of people that don't understand these connections, because I see it all the time. And I see doctors that say they practice functional medicine. I see doctors that say that they work with the thyroid. And I'm not trying to hold myself out there as the guru, as the master of everything, because I don't know. I always learn from people. I'm constantly trying to learn. But I will tell you this, that I just want to bring this up, that, you know, you get the testing, but then what? If you can get the testing. And there's a lot of complications. I want to make sure that I share that with you guys so that you can just be aware of the environment, and you can be better able to make decisions, you know, based on the information that you have. So you know kind of what's going on, and you can understand it better. But anyway, I hope this helps, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks, Anna. I appreciate that. I'm with you. I'm getting ready to go. Getting ready to go home. I don't know if you saw the beginning of the video, but I had to come up here for some gloves. I got a home project, and I'm definitely not getting my hands filthy. But I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go. Karen, I hope you're doing well. And I'm sorry I can't pronounce your name. I would love a phonetic explanation of how to pronounce your name so I can give you a shout out. But appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a great day. I just want to share this because I got a lot of questions about getting testing done. Oh, I want to show you guys one other thing. Have you seen my new artwork over my shoulder here? It's over this shoulder. So my son at school, he does, you know, these are all paintings that he's done or things that they've done at school. But this is one of his colorings. It's crayon. And so it's pretty cool. But it's fall. It's fall here, or at least we're close to fall. And so he did that, and then the other painting up here is of a vase. It's really cool. And then they did this one, which I really like this one. I like the vivid colors in it. But it's a tree, and then there's this is the sun and the sky, obviously. And then there's one I'm going to give you guys a peek of. Now, this was hilarious. So he comes home, and he's got this this artwork from school, and my wife's like, "Oh, it's so cute. You guys did Humpty Dumpty. You guys did a thing of a painted, or not painted, but it's cut out. I don't know what you call it actually, but it's Humpty Dumpty." And he was like, his face, he was like, "No, it's a self-portrait." But I love it. I love it. So check it out. So I'm going to show you with my camera. We're going to shift, right? Ready? Okay, there it is. There it is. So we thought it was Humpty Dumpty at first, and it's not Humpty Dumpty. It's a self-portrait, and it's pretty awesome. But it's over there on my wall. And so I'm putting up more of his artwork. So if you guys see stuff that's around me, that's all from my kids. So I loved it. I thought it was great. But I got stuff like that all around here that they do. So it reminds me of why we do what we do, right? So anyway, guys, I hope this helps you out some. I don't want this to be discouraging. That's not at all what the purpose is here. I'm trying to help you guys help yourself, but I also want you to save time and money and frustration so you have less stress. But I'm going to go. I've got my gloves. I got my black gloves here. I'm going to take a few of them with me. And hope you guys have a great weekend. Please post your comments, questions. We'll try to get to them probably be Monday. But I was up here and I was like, hey, I'm going to just shoot a video real quick. Take me 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 6 minutes, and then we'll be done. But I hope this helps you guys out. You have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for all the posts, all the comments, for sharing this stuff, guys. We got to help other people to understand that they can help themselves, and there's a way to do it. So, you know, I'll keep teaching. If you guys keep helping us share the word, you guys keep giving us feedback that it's helpful to you, and I'm going to keep teaching you. But I appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much. Hey, Joanne. Everybody, hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks.